and law-abiding we are. So this is community. We need to keep building community just like this. So we're gonna have Dr. Shah come up here, and then we'll have our keynote speaker, Dr. Matt Scott, will be coming up after Dr. Shah, and then when we're done, we can have a little Q&A here for Connie and Ann, and Dr. Matt can ask some of your questions possibly. So I'm going to bring Dr. Neil Shah up here. He's another gubernatorial candidate to get Walls to go home.
All right, thanks. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah! My name is Neil Shah, and I'm running to get Tim Walz out of office and bring some sanity back to this state. Mark, when we started doing these things back in, whatever that was, August, it was way warmer. Can you get some global warming here just for a little bit?
Bring it on.
All right. So with the number of Let's Go Brandon shirts out here, I think that it's safe to say many of us are on the same team politically. I certainly am a conservative. But I would like to make the point that health freedom is not a partisan issue. And we can confound it as such, but that's not where it belongs. Health freedom is a fundamental human right. And if we don't stand up for that right, it will be taken from us forcibly. As much as the mainstream media wants to gaslight on what's going on with this disease, we've never had a vaccine with this many deaths remain approved. We've never had a vaccine fail this badly to control a disease. And we've never had the imposition of tyranny on this global scale. It is our job to stand up and push back before we end up like Austria, where they're going to round up the unvaccinated, fine them, jail them, or Australia, where you're locked in your house without any hope of getting out. That's where we will go if we do not continue to fight this fight. Absolutely fight now, or you won't have the opportunity to fight later. The career politicians in St. Paul and Washington don't want us to have the right to choose what happens to our bodies, what happens to our children's bodies. They want us to be forced to take this treatment just to hold a job, just to go to school, just to participate in society. That is absolutely and completely wrong and un-American. My parents came to this country 50 years ago because we are a free people. But freedom is never more than a generation from turning into tyranny. And now is the time where we as patriots have to stand up and push back. And we have to do it for all Americans, even if they don't agree with us on everything politically, because this specific issue is too important. I talked with hundreds of people at the state fair. Many of them came up to me and said, you know, I've never considered voting for conservative in my entire life. I've been a left of center voter, but I cannot go along with this infringement on my freedoms. I cannot go along with these unconstitutional mandates. I cannot go along with Tim Walz continuing to take away my choices.
Yeah.
And I said, join us. Freedom's not partisan. We'll have you. It's never too late. I mean, I believed in Santa Claus for a long time, but eventually I figured out that was the wrong way to think. So we'll get them. But right now, the issue we have to unite on is these unconstitutional vaccine mandates. And together we can absolutely push back on them. I love this sign right here, Vax or Not, Unite for Medical Freedom. That's what it's about. And the other thing that I would say is that the hiding of data around this. How many of you saw Jan Malcolm playing footsie with Walz' chief of staff to mess with the numbers? You guys see the story? Yeah. This should be front page news on every newspaper in this state, but these guys won't report it. Why?
They're biased.
They're completely biased, and they don't care. If the numbers don't fit their narrative, which they didn't, they said, we'll get creative. That is crazy. Can you imagine if the political party after Walz' last name was an R? You'd be impeached right now for doing the same thing, for lying about what the data actually is on this, for trying to control all of us. Remember when he made us into dials and he manipulated us? They want to do that again because we never took away his ability to do that. This fight is too important. We have to stand up. We can't let these career politicians continue to railroad us and steal our freedoms. How many of you here had COVID? Yeah, that's like everybody, right? Let me explain to you as a physician why you have vaccines. You have vaccines so you don't have to do it the hard way and get the disease and get it. But if you got the disease, you don't vaccinate people. Okay, that's how this thing works. I had COVID. I took ivermectin. I'm still here. I don't look like a horse. Yeah. The last thing I would leave you with is this concept around ivermectin and early treatment. Okay, vax or not, you can die of coronavirus. People are dying, vaxxed and not, around the world. And in this state, there has been an absolute news blackout on the fact that early treatment saves lives. And it does not matter if you want to take monoclonal antibodies or the new protease inhibitors or ivermectin or fluvoxamine or whatever you want to do not sit on this disease. So as a physician, I will tell you, please, absolutely, if you are symptomatic, get treated somewhere. The Minnesota Department of Health should be doing its job and telling you that. Tim Walsh should be doing his job and telling you that, but he won't. For them, it's vaccines only, and if you don't have that, we don't care if you die. No matter what, if you get sick, get treated, please. Stay alive, stay in the fight, never give up the fight for our freedoms. Thank you.
So yeah, if you want to, I'm going to go and be with Dr. Shah later. 3140 Century Avenue, just north of 694, just south of Century College. He's doing a town hall tonight. So that's another way to just be involved with community.
What's the place?
It's indoors.
Quinnies.
Quinnies.
Quinnies. I'm going to get my boys.